I
Talk
think I'm on call
about a way
tomorrow,
to
though.
F up your good night's sleep.
I think I'm on call tomorrow.
Okay.
So, which is fine because I'm going to be at work anyway. So it's like the whole day's fucked anyway.
Yeah.
So I might as well,
May as
might
well.
as well just not sleep all night if I
Well,
have
you
to.
know, who needs sleep?
You know, that's why I have an air mattress in my car. It's fine.
Who's ready for this talk? I'm ready for this talk, sort of.
I guess I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna ever come to. I guess we should just start with saying that I don't know if this talk's gonna come to any definitive conclusions.
Let's state that for the record, because we do not know.
We don't know.
We do not know, but we are. So tell the people.
What are we talking about? So we have this constant back and forth where the two of us ask each other, "What the heck is dark academia?"
Yes.
So that's essentially what this whole podcast episode is about, is us having that conversation with you instead of just each other.
Exactly.
So we don't know what it is. We've got a few articles we're going to look at. We've got a few books that I guess are dark academia. We have a couple things maybe that we think should be dark academia. But in general, we have no idea where this conversation is going.
We don't. This is one big old experiment.
This may be a very brief conversation. It may be a very long conversation.
It's all up in the air, man. It's all up in the air.
Hold on to your panties.
Well, I feel like.
Welcome back to TBR Lowdown.
Welcome.
I've lost my mind.
You're curried up and you've lost your mind, and
I am curried up and I lost my mind.
Yeah, you know, I feel like the term dark academia is very new to me, because I honestly only heard about this term when I joined the whole Bookstagram community. Like as a solo independent, lone reader, I never heard that term.
Yeah, I don't know if I heard it before that, but I kind of got the sense of, or it gave me a sense of what it meant. Mm-hmm. And my first immediate thought when I hear dark academia is Dead Poets Society, which isn't that a movie and not a book first? Like, isn't it a movie first and then someone made it a book?
Oh, it was a book first and then a movie. Let the research begin.
Let the Google find out.
I know for every single, because I mean, I've Googled, best dark academia books to read several times over the last couple of years, and Dead Poet Society is always on that list, not just for the literature aspect, but also for the aesthetic aspect of dark academia. Like, it's a good example of both. So that's definitely one that I see all the time.
So the book, it was a film that came out in 1989. But I feel like the book came out after.
I thought it was a book first. And it's a really short book, right? Like a novella?
Originally published in 1989. Okay, so it was. Why do I feel like maybe I'm thinking of a different movie? But, I mean, Dead Poet Society was like, that's one of the movies I watched a lot as a kid. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know.
Yeah.
So for me, that like is the OG dark academia. But then again, people now I feel like would pick The Secret History.
I mean, that's what you see all the time, right? Like, and let's be clear. Right now, I'm talking in the perspective of someone who is in this niche of the Bookstagram BookTube community, because again, outside of these two subgroups, just your normal average, avid reader, I don't know if this is something that crosses their mind, that term dark academia.
Yeah, I don't know either.
You know what I mean? But like in this bubble of BookTube and Bookstagram, yes, The Secret History is hailed as the epitome of what dark academia is. I don't know because I didn't read it, but you did.
It's just pretentious.
Yeah, that's what I hear. But my frustration whenever I Google these list of best dark academia books. I always see The Secret History, When We Were Villains, or If We Were Villains, and
If We Were Villains, which I've never managed to finish.
Yeah, and then there's another one, and I'm like, this can't be it. So I've gone on these very deep dives trying to find more books in this category, so I don't have to keep seeing the same two or three. It has to be more than that.
Yeah. So I randomly just Googled before we started, what is dark academia? And, like at the top of Google, they have those things where you can drop down and get more. This question says, what the heck is dark academia? Dropped it down. Dark academia is an aesthetic that romanticizes classic literature with a passion for knowledge and learning stemmed from European culture. It targets nostalgia for the 19th and early 20th century private schools of England. Followers of dark academia are drawn to Greek architecture, ancient arts, and mythology. So when I read something like that, like I get the aesthetic of
Right.
Stop beating your microphone, Alyssa. I get the aesthetic of dark academia, but when it comes down to
The books.
actually taking a book and making it, the decision of where to put it, I feel like it's so fuzzy.
I feel like it's all over the place.
Because there's a lot of mystery series that are set in like Cambridge or Oxford, and they play on these aesthetics, but I wouldn't call them dark academia.
Right. People call those campus novels, right? So there's campus novels where it's like a thriller or a mystery that's set.
What the fuck is a campus novel?
A mystery or thriller that's
just
set literally at a campus.
But that's stupid. How is it then not dark academia? But is it then just that? Is that a subgenre of dark academia?
And this is where it gets real muddy, right? This is where it gets muddy. Because also I feel like every single book that's come out in the last 2 years, if it is set at any school, and if there's any ominous behavior, it's labeled as dark academia.
History. Secret History meets
Right.
Pee-wee's Playhouse.
Right.
And you're like, okay.
Right. So
First of all, somebody write that because I want to read Secret History meets Pee-wee's Playhouse, please. The word of the day, come on. It could be really pretentious. Let's do it.
Let's do it. I'm here for that. So, like, I feel like I need to see, like, okay, these are the list of things, these are the list of criteria that a particular piece of literature has to meet to be deemed dark academia. And I don't know if the publishing world, readers world, I don't know if that's being done. I just feel like, okay, I said at a school, ominous things are happening or are going to happen, dark academia.
And then you have light academia, which is just like...
Excuse me, what is that?
You don't know that there's a light academia?
What the F are you talking about? What?
So light academia is an academic aesthetic that's the visually lighter counterpart to dark academia. Dark academia typically involves intense and negative themes, including literary tragedy, discussion of the meaning of life, heartbreak, oppression, escapism, and death. So light academia would kind of be the opposite of that.
I can't handle this.
Did you not know that light academia exists?
No.
You didn't?
I shit you not. No. No, I have not even heard that. This is too much. Maybe.
Let's see what.
Oh my gosh!
See what happens when you Google like academia books. I've got my sound on, and you're gonna get mad at me because it's gonna go.
I can't handle this.
Academia. Okay, there are books.
Oh my gosh.
9. Okay, hold on. 9. This is from Early Bird Books. I don't know if I agree with this first one. 9 light academia books to brighten your day.
Oh.
Tell me how Emma by Jane Austen is a light academia book.
I don't understand.
I don't even understand that. That makes no sense to me. Who? Aisha at Last?
What?
I don't know about that one. Little Women?
Are we just making things up?
This close to okay? First of all, what about stopping somebody from jumping off a fucking bridge is light? Anyway.
Well,
did I write this list? Anna Green Gables. I'll give you Anna Green Gables. There's academia, and it's light and happy. You win. You get Anna Green Gables.
So, and I'm on another.
Tame Gazelle. Many of the tales in the light academia realm have a theme of everyday life that is thrown into disarray by someone or some event. This Pym novel plays with this idea, as well as a pair of sisters, Harriet and Belinda Betty, I don't know, who have been living for some decades in a steady and predictable routine. Yada, 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 yada. Quaint English village, yada, yada. What?
Somebody put atonement on a light. How is that light?
How is that light? The fucking sister. Okay.
I am very confused now. I'm more confused than when we started.
You've read Atonement, right?
Yeah. I didn't love it,
How
by
was
the
that
way.
light? How did you not love it? I don't remember.
I just thought it was okay. I just thought it was okay. And it was very forgettable for me.
Oh. I guess a Cuban Girl's Guide to Tea and Tomorrow. I don't know. Maybe that works. But I don't know where the academia comes in.
I just...
This close to okay? No. The Invisible Library. The Book of Hidden Things.
I think people are making shit up. I'm convinced. Because I'm not seeing...
Chronicles.
I just don't...
I broke Naomi.
You did break me because I'm just not...
Goodreads light academia books. Is that where you are?
No, I was on some hub page.
How in the world is Emma a light academia? There's not even... The woman doesn't even go to school.
You know, I guess we also have to remember, like, just regular people are creating these various lists, right?
The Midnight Library? The fucking woman kills herself and gets stuck in limbo.
But where's the academia part?
I don't know.
This is where I keep getting confused.
Oh, have you read The Luminaries? Because I kind of...
No, but I watched the show before I knew they were books. So, all right, so now I know not only is there a dark academia, there's apparently a light academia, and I'm annoyed because I did not even know. And some of these books you're rattling off just don't make sense to me. Like, if I have to ask, where's the academia? Is it really like academia?
Is Pride and Prejudice light or dark academia? How is it either?
Yeah, why is Pride and Prejudice always on a list for dark academia? Like, I've seen it on various dark academia lists for a long time.
But I don't know.
Is it because she reads?
Is it because it's British?
I mean, see, and this is what I'm talking about. We need that list of criteria that a book should fall into to be categorized as dark academia.
Oh, here's a good one. Is Sherlock Holmes dark academia? Of course.
Whoa.
The genius detective Sherlock Holmes perfectly fits the dark academia theme.
How?
Because he's British.
Well,
and wears tweeds.
I mean, okay, so...
Is that really all it takes is somebody in your thing to be British?
Well, see, and this is what I'm trying to figure out.
Tweeds?
Like, if a particular character or characters in a book fit the dark academia aesthetic...
Does that make it?
Even if it's not surrounded in academia, does that then make it dark academia literature? You see what I'm saying?
We're just asking all kinds of questions today, folks.
Oh my
there
gosh.
are no answers. There are only questions. This is going to be like an hour of us going, I don't fucking understand.
Well, but this is the confusion, though, right? It's like, this seems like a subgenre that needs to be really fleshed out. Because it feels very loosey-goosey.
So I'm looking at this from wanderingthroughlit.com, whatever that is. And it's 8 dark academia books to start out in the genre. Of course, we start with A Secret History. We've covered that. We're all moving on. Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. I get that.
Mm-hmm.
Elite private school.
Mm-hmm.
It's got lots of like dark kind of gothic settings and buildings and architecture and feel. Got it. Catherine House. Again, you're in a school. It's dark. It's mysterious.
Right.
Yada, yada. Picture of Dorian Gray. Still don't know about this one.
I still don't understand how that's on the list. I've seen that too on several lists.
Never figured that one out. If We Were Villains, yeah. Bunny, which I do want to read, and I know you don't want... Is you the one that doesn't want to read it?
Yeah, I don't want to read it because I've already heard that deep dive a couple years ago on Book Riot, and basically it's ruined for me, so...
Yeah, that's how I feel about Bewilderment, because I watched Eric Carl Anderson's interview with
That's
him, and
why.
when he
That's why
said
I didn't
stop,
watch it.
he was like, "Stop listening now if you haven't read it." And I was like, "It's 2 a.m. and my patient is
That's why I did
stable,
not
so
click
I'm gonna
play.
keep listening so I stay awake." And yeah, no, I now know what happens at the end. So yeah, no, I still want to read Bunny. Deadly Education. Nope, Naomi Novik and I are not meant to be.
No,
Um, These Violent Delights, not yours. The
I
other
know
one.
because mine is actually good.
Well, we don't know if this one's good or not. It's just I just don't know how it's Dark Academia, but then again, I haven't read
Yeah.
it, so who knows? The other one is 100% Dark Academia.
Yes. Yes, it is. Dark Academia and very queer.
But like a lot of these are, they make sense. Like I understand the Ivies by Alexa Dunn, Ace of Spades, A Lesson in Vengeance. I understand all of those. But like Picture of Dorian Gray,
Yeah.
Pride and Prejudice.
Yeah.
Like, am I the only one who thinks there has to be like a dark element to the actual story,
It's
and not just you're British and tweeds?
Well, I mean, how do you define a dark element? Maybe this is part of the problem and how we define a dark element.
I guess I feel like there has to be that kind of atmospheric gothic horror kind of. It doesn't have to have horror, but like that gothic horror atmospheric kind of tension that happens. I feel like they do that, where
Ooh, I found something I might want to read.
like Plain Bad Heroines and
Right.
Is Wilder Girls supposed to be Dark Academia?
Let me read this. So I found something on the Toronto Public Library blog. It's called Bad Education, a book list for people who love dark academia. And it says, suspense and horror novels set in schools seem to be trendy these days. I hated every single second of school from kindergarten to graduate school, so I'm on board. I totally buy the idea of crime-ridden, ghost-filled, dangerous schools. The subgenre is commonly known as dark academia. These books are usually set at a school, often a boarding school or university, where students may be separated from their families for the first time. The primary character is most often a student, but sometimes it is a newcomer teacher or professor. A dark mystery involving the school may be revealed, and the newcomer realizes that the school isn't as idyllic as they've been led to believe. Toxic relationships are as common as creepy old buildings in dark academia. Secret societies and ancient rituals may also appear in the genre. Dark academia books may take the form of psychological thrillers, mysteries, horror, speculative fiction, coming-of-age novels, or a combination of them.
That sounds like what I think when I have Dark Academia. And then you throw like Dorian Gray on there, and I'm like, what?
Right.
Anna Karenina is supposed to be light academia, according to this other random list I found. In what world?
I don't get it.
What is light about Anna? Have you never read the book? I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but she gets knocked up and throws herself in front of a train. Like,
I don't get it.
sorry if I spoiled that classic for you.
Right. So, yeah. So this is a fairly decent, like this kind of like categorizes, right? This has
That's
criteria.
how I think of it.
This gives me somewhat of a solid criteria for me to check off when I'm looking for dark academia books.
Don't mind my PJs, everybody watching the video. They're holiday puppies. They have holiday clothes on.
Okay. So that particular blog post made sense to me. I'm still confused on the light academia. I'm very confused on that part.
I don't think we're ever going to know what the light academia is.
And who the hell makes this stuff up?
Because it doesn't make any sense to me. Basically, it sounds like a non-dark, like a happy book written at a school.
Or not at a school.
And apparently it's anything.
I don't... I have no words. Because until this moment when you mentioned it, I hadn't heard of it.
Anna fucking Karenina is light academia. Tolstoy is gasping from heaven.
I don't know, man.
Collective Russian literature gasp.
I don't know. And also, again, all these various articles, I am so sick of seeing the same books on them. Like, Listen, book community, we got to do better. If you were I'm serious, if you were in the business of recommending books, you have got to dig deeper. You know damn well, and you must have Googled this topic before you wrote the blog post. So you know all the other lists and what's on those lists. And you just want to regurgitate the same books?
I feel like there are like two kinds of readers in this like space, in like the bloggy internet reviewer space. And some are just like they go with the flow and what everybody else is doing.
Yeah.
And they don't really dig very deep. And then there's the people that are like legitimately trying to consume as much literature as they can.
Yeah.
That's what I'm starting to find. Like, as the more time I spend in this,
Yeah.
there's just people, and there's nothing wrong with either one. Like, one isn't better than the other.
Right.
But there's like two different kinds of people. There are people that just like books, and they just want books that they like, and it's a little bit less intense, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's, you know, people that read 300 books a year and are crazy, want to consume everything, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, like, there's us, and then there's
right.
the other people. Because if you think about it, like, think about, like, an Eric Carl Anderson versus Brittany the Bibliophile. First person that comes off my mind.
Right.
Like, and they're two different people.
Yes.
No one's right or wrong.
Right.
But I think there's a lot of popular things that just keep getting regurgitated, and it is frustrating because read that criteria again for me. So
yes, let me go back to that. Hang on.
And then I want to think about like the historian, because you and I both think that should count.
It absolutely should count. Now, where did I see that article? Hang on, because I think I just clicked off of it. Because I found something else interesting. I found another list on crime reads. But let me go back to where I was.
So I think about like everything I used to watch on Masterpiece Mystery,
Mm-hmm.
I still watch on like BritBox and stuff when I watch mysteries.
Mm-hmm.
They could almost all of them be dark academia,
right?
Because they're like people getting murdered throughout Oxford,
right? All right, so the subgenre is commonly known as dark academia. These books are usually set at a school, often a boarding school or university, where students may be separated from their families for the first time. The primary character is most often a student, but sometimes it is a newcomer teacher or professor. A dark mystery involving the school may be revealed, and the newcomer realizes that the school isn't as idyllic as they've been led to believe. Toxic relationships are as common as creepy old buildings in dark academia. Secret societies and ancient rituals may also appear in the genre. Dark academia books may take the form of psychological thrillers, mysteries, horror, speculative fiction, coming-of-age novels, or a combination of them.
See, the historian 100% fits.
Yeah.
And it's never on a list. She's out of school. There's a bunch of mysteries. There's a long lineage of stuff happening at this school with different professors.
Yep. It's, good mystery going on.
Journey.
Yeah. 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 And Vita Nostra, I would classify as dark academia.
I have seen that on dark academia lists when I've gone through.
Yeah. And I have 2 books that I think I bought these last year. And I had found some, and I wish I would have bookmarked it, but I found some lists where they had other books that I hadn't seen on other lists. And one of those books is called Old School by Tobias Wolff. And Gentlemen and Players by Joanne Harris.
Oh, I don't know what those are.
So, and there was only this one list where I saw these 2 books in particular. And I haven't seen them on any other list since. So, it's really interesting how these lists are created. But I would think that, again, if you're recommending books, I think you want to be a little bit more original. And not just recommend the same books that are recommended across 250 other blogs.
I mean, is anything new?
I mean, what's the point of having 50 blogs that have the same damn book recommended? What's the point?
There's no point. There's that point.
I
But
find
like,
it annoying.
but I feel like there's other things, like the Truants is great, and why does that not get like more love?
Yeah.
I mean, even something like Stags is good, and it's like a private school elitist.
Mm-hmm.
There's like they go out into the woods. There's some like big like hunting party thing. It's
Right.
like big mystery and like anything with like rich white people being foolish in schools
Right.
is that not dark academia?
Yeah. 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 I don't know. I don't know. I just everything that's been coming out that's labeled dark academia, it's like now I'm wondering like but is it really?
I don't know. And then, like, I know it's much easier to pin down the aesthetics than it is to
Oh
pin
yeah.
down the books.
For sure.
Like, I'm all here for dark academia aesthetic.
Yeah,
like,
that's
that
very
is,
clear on what that is,
love
on what
it.
that looks like.
Love it.
Same.
I will do that
Same.
when I feel like putting on pants
Absolutely.
that don't have puppies on them.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. But that
But-
literature part still really confusing.
But then what's funny to me about the whole, like, regurgitating the same dark academia books over and over and over again is that in theory, dark academia is based in like a celebration of the classics and having this like breadth of classical knowledge, which means that you don't just read the same book over and over again. You know, like yes, they're the same books, but it's this. There's a much broader like list of books.
Yeah.
Than I think we get when we put out the same 8 dark academia books over and over again.
Right. I agree.
And I mean, I love my girl Donna Tartt. Like Miss Tartt, she good. But I still think the Goldfinch is better.
The Goldfinch was amazing. It was amazing.
It's just better.
I didn't read Secret History, so I can't compare the two. I just know that the Goldfinch was a beautifully written book. I know a lot of people thought the story was boring. I was all right with it.
I hated everybody in the Secret History. And not even in a way that I cared. I like, at the end, I was like, I just don't even care. Sometimes you hate everybody, but like, you love to hate them.
Yeah.
And I did not love to hate any of them. I just loved it to be over. And she can write, like, it is a beautifully written story. Like, I will not knock her. She is a freaking writer. Like, she is amazing. But, come on. Let's be real with ourselves. It's not that great.
I mean,
it's not like end all and be all.
Well, I mean, you can't tell. According to many bookstagrammers and booktubers and various blog posts about this subgenre, you would be hard pressed to think the opposite.
Like, it was fine. It was fine. It was fine.
But
read the story.
The consensus is this is
want a
like
long ass book.
The dark academia book to read. That is the consensus when you compile all those things. Your average bookstagrammer, your average booktuber, and these blog
How
posts.
is it not Dead Poets Society, since it came out like a bajillion years beforehand when none of these people were alive?
But don't you think that's part of the issue, though? Part of the issue is you think Secret History is the best because you really haven't read anything else.
True.
Because we keep recycling the same books on these blog posts, right? You got your Secret History, If We Were Villains, or whatever it's called, and now that damn bunny. So now that's what y'all are all reading.
Now that damn bunny.
That damn bunny.
Damn bunny.
Now that's what you all are reading. And this is all you have to compare it to. Just those 3 things. But there's tons of other literature out there that's classified as dark academia.
We should pick Dead Poets Society for like a random read.
Yeah, let's fucking do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you know what I mean? It's like...
We can do it. We can do it and do like a watch along.
I just think it's strange when someone says, this is the best book of any genre, but you've only read like 1 or 2 or 3 books in that genre. That's kind of ridiculous to me. I'm just saying.
And like not to knock YA, because you know it has its place and it's not terrible. It's not inherently bad, but YA is only going to go so far.
Exactly.
Right? Like, so yes, The Secret History isn't YA, but I feel like that's like the only real adult one that comes up.
Oh, right. Because, Bunny's high school, right?
I think so. I think technically, isn't Bunny YA?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. But
Let's find out.
but that's the other thing, right? I also think YA that's written in the last 5 years is different than YA that was written 15, 20 years ago.
True.
So
I also don't know. I don't know. I don't really remember what our YA was like.
I know because that term wasn't used.
Yeah. Okay, so. Oh, Bunny's technically adult.
Oh, okay. Is it new adult?
So just think. I know it says just adult.
Okay.
Ninth House is new adult. I know that. The Raven Boys is in here. What?
The Raven Boys. That's
Truly
that
Devious.
Maggie Stiefvater, right?
Yeah. Never Let Me Go by Kazuo Ishiguro, which we do need to read. Wuthering Heights is in Dark Academia. In what world? Atlas 6? I don't know.
I mean,
The Likeness by Tana French. The Great Gatsby?
how? Was anyone in
Brides-
school?
Brideshead I might see. I might give you Brideshead. A Separate Piece I'll give you. Oh, The Historian is under it. Good.
On what list is that?
Somewhere on Goodreads there is a list that includes it.
Okay.
Black Chalk is one I would like to try.
I've seen that a lot on a lot of lists. Yeah.
They Never Learn by Lane Fargo. Scarlett Clark is an exceptional English professor, but she's even better at getting away with murder.
Okay.
Every year she searches for the worst man at Gorman University and plots his well-deserved demise.
Oh. Yeah.
Thanks to her meticulous planning, she's avoided drawing attention to herself, but she's preparing for her biggest kill yet. The school starts probing into the growing body count on campus. Determined to keep her enemies close, Scarlett insinuates herself into the investigation and charms the woman in charge, Dr. Mina Pierce. Yada, 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 yada.
Interesting.
That actually sounds good. We shall put that on my Dark Academia shelf. I would want to read that.
Yeah, and now I'm starting to see Catherine House on these lists, because that's the newest, one of the newer books that came out. Yeah, I don't
But
know.
Catherine House is also a really weird book. It's not going to appeal to everybody. But then again, I don't know how so many people like If We Were Villains.
That book has very mixed reviews.
I didn't even finish it. I was like, I'm bored.
I just have no interest in picking it up. But, I wonder how The Magicians is. I love the show, but I wonder how the books are. The Lev Grossman.
I have the first book, and I feel like I heard somebody say it was boring, but maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, A Discovery of Witches. That series by Deborah Harkness.
That's Dark Academia?
Is definitely Dark Academia.
Oh, I do see this on this list here. BeyondTheBookends.com.
Stags is good.
So Wilder Girls is on here.
Yeah, I just don't. I'm trying to think if I think it really is Dark Academia. I mean, it is a dark school thing, but it's also more like a horror. I don't know. It's just academia and dark.
They Wish They Were Us. Did I feel like that was Dark Academia when I read it? No.
Did I read They Wish They Were Us?
I don't know.
Oh, is that the one with the plaid cover?
Yes.
That April did the picture with? Yeah, no, I didn't care about that book. I was like, wah, wah, move on.
Interesting.
I was like, I remember, I read that. Sorry, I don't know if this is even an interesting episode for people, but hopefully you're enjoying us having a moment.
And give us your comments.
Saw Me Coming.
I never heard of that one. So this list has The Count of Monte Cristo on there. I've not read it. I want to read it. I've had the book on my shelves for a long time, and I want to read it, but I
read it with Jesus. It's his favorite book.
Is it?
And actually, Stephen Fry wrote a modern retelling of The Count of Monte Cristo.
Oh, yeah?
That's set at a school, which would definitely be a Dark Academia. Let me find it. Because Jesus read it recently. I got it at the library book barn.
They have the Nickel Boys listed here for Dark Academia. I feel like we're reaching here. See, I don't know. I disagree on that one.
I don't know where this book is. I can't remember what it's called. I'd have to find it in Jesus's stuff, but I'm not allowed in the room because my Christmas presents are in there. So I can't go too far into the guest room.
Oh man.
He yelled at me the other day because I looked in the door frame.
Well, that's naughty. Don't do that.
Is it revenge?
This topic is very frustrating. Because sometimes I feel like just any book that's set in a school is thrown on. The Nickel Boys, I just don't feel like that's dark academia.
I don't think it is either, but I mean, but then like I just feel like anything remotely British gets stuck on there. Anything remotely like I don't know. It's weird. Where's that dark academia list again? Let's go back here. Queer dark academia. Dark academia. So very frustrating. Because it's there. You're right. There isn't like there's no clear cut thing. Like how can you have Hound of the Baskervilles, The Song of Achilles, Discovery of Witches, and like A Little Life on the same fucking list?
It doesn't make sense. The other thing is, I guess for me being, that backlist reader, I want to see some older books.
Because we're old.
Yeah. I want to see some older books on there. And all these lists seem to be pulling things that have been published in the last, 3 years.
Yeah, and I want to go back for a second and look at some of these, because there are a bunch in here that I've seen come up a lot, and they don't have, like, the greatest ratings. Like, they're in the 3s for a lot of these. Like, The Truants is in the 3s. Wilder Girls is in the 3s in terms of star rating. As I went up, there were a couple more that were at the top of the list. So it's almost like, do people even like it?
Oh, I'm looking at this article from Pace Magazine just a day ago. The 10 best dark academia books. Well, a lot of people found Bunny to be weird, strange.
A lot of people find me weird and strange.
Well, there you have it.
So
there you have it. So
weird and strange is good. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde?
What? I don't know.
How in the fuck is The Great Gatsby dark academia?
Someone please tell us. Someone please tell us how that fits the criteria. Anyone?
I'm offended.
I'm just confused.
The Starless Sea? Fine.
Yes, I'll take that.
Fucking no.
So now you see, like, every year I have this grand plan to read, dark academia books when fall comes in. But as I'm going down my little research rabbit holes, again, this is the frustration. I keep seeing the same books. Exactly.
The Furies, that one comes up a lot. Again, 3, it's like a lot of the ones you see all the time are 3 stars.
Right. And now with these newer ones, like somebody put on here Confessions by Kane Minato. It's a Japanese thriller.
Ooh.
But why is it considered
Gideon the Ninth.
How is that dark academia?
I don't know, but Goodreads thinks it is.
Yeah, this is why I can never have a successful dark academia fall reading season. This is why. Because these lists are crazy.
It is crazy. It's absolutely American Boarding School Fiction, 1928 to 81. What? Hold on. A critical study. What the fuck is this? Wait, hold on. When boarding school fiction became popular in the 19th century, it tended to be warm and nostalgic, filled with sporting events, practical jokes, and schemes to get even with campus bullies. Is that light academia? All of that changed in the era discussed in this book. Holden Caulfield, the narrator of J.D. Salinger's The Catcher in the Rye, drops out of one prep school and is expelled from two others. The conflicts between students and John Knowles' Devon School novels become so heated that two young men die. In the controversial novel Good Times, Bad Times, James Kirkwood portrays the headmaster of a private academy as closeted, deeply neurotic, and infatuated with an 18-year-old who has recently enrolled at his school. In spite of their unsettling images of anguish and cruelty, these and other American boarding school novels have attracted large audiences and influenced countless school narratives in fiction, drama, television, and film. Many books have been written about British school stories. This is the first study that explores the history of boarding school fiction in the United States. Maybe this is what we need to read.
Interesting.
To get some backstory. There are 0 ratings. Nobody has read this. Nobody in all of Goodreads has read this.
So what's that? So that book is called what? American Boarding School Fiction?
Yeah, 1928 to 81, a critical study. It is the discussion of boarding school fiction. This is not where I thought this was going to go, but okay.
That's
Goodreads.
That's interesting, right there. Mm-hmm. How long is that book?
208 pages.
Oh, nice and short. Okay. That is very interesting.
Yeah. Maybe this is what we need.
Yeah.
We need a critical study of American.
Yeah. Okay, that. My little researchy brain is like, ooh.
Okay, I found it. Let's see. I found it on the Amazonian.
Wow.
Ha! So you can get it on Kindle for a price I can't see because I'm on my phone. Or you can get a paperback for, wait for it, $45.
What?
Is it made from the skins of old schoolboys?
I mean, really? Oh no.
And written in their blood. It's 208 pages.
Right. Well, if it were cheaper,
I would type on my computer, but you'll get mad at me.
I mean, the noise. So, I don't know. I'm still so interested in this subgenre, but again, like these two books I have here, Old School Legitimate and Players. I went on I was in the rabbit hole like real deep, just real deep.
I mean, this is the first time you and I have done this, and we just keep ending up in the same spot.
Yeah.
Oh God. I did type. You'll get mad at me later. It is $27.99 on Kindle.
That's gonna be a hard no. That, as interested as I am in reading that study on $27.99 for a 200-page book. And also, it's interesting because it's called American Boarding School Fiction. Well, perhaps it's an audiobook? I don't know.
No, I don't see an audiobook anywhere. It's not on the Audible. So that shows up on Amazon.
What's a reader to do when they've read The Secret History, they've read The Bunny, they've read all the ones that are on these lists, but they want to read dark academia on a regular basis? How the heck are they going to find it? That's the question. How are they going to find it?
They are going to read anything that has school in it.
I guess so. I guess so. I don't know. My mind is still like boggled by this light academia. I did not know that was a thing. And
I
those
don't.
books you were rattling off do not make sense to me.
Yeah, could anybody actually supply us with a reasonable list of books that could be considered light academia that aren't fucking Emma? Because
Right.
how? 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 I'm having a
That's
mental
the question of the
breakdown.
night. How?
I can't even find this book on Abe, by the way.
I I don't know. I I'm hoping that I can read these two, Old School and Gentlemen of Players, before the year ends,
Mm-hmm.
because I've been really curious as to how they read and to see if
Oh my
I
god.
feel like it really fits in dark academia in that category.
Oh my god.
Did you find something?
A Darker Shade of Magic is in here.
Eh,
A Darker Shade of Magic. The Shades of Magic series is not
the V.
fucking
Schwab
dark
book?
academia. Yeah, they're not, it's not dark academia. It's just fucking fantasy.
See, this is what I'm talking about. I,
You guys have to watch the video because it's just mostly me and Naomi having long, aggressive, confusing stares at
and
each other.
shaking our heads. And also, I wonder, does each publisher have a different definition for what they think dark academia is? Because they sure are calling a lot of books dark academia. Don't really seem like it fits that genre. And then, so okay, now I'm going to Google dark academia versus campus thriller.
Yeah, because I don't know what's the difference between that.
Yeah,
Also,
because it's
the
like, are
Devil
these
Makes Three. I keep seeing everywhere too, and I kind of feel like I need to read that.
The Devil Makes Three?
Mm-hmm. Have you not been seeing that everywhere? Or is that just something I keep seeing?
I haven't seen that.
So, when Tess and Elliot stumble upon an ancient book hidden in a secret tunnel beneath their school library, they accidentally release a devil from his book-bound prison, and he'll stop at nothing to stay free. He'll manipulate all the ink in the library's books to do his bidding. He'll murder in the stacks. He'll bleed into every inch of Tess's life until his freedom is permanent. Forced to work together, Tess and Elliot have to find a way to retrap the devil before he kills everyone they know and love, including increasingly each other. And compared to what the devil has in store for them, school stress suddenly doesn't seem so bad after all. This is a fast-paced YA crossover gothic horror debut with a strong romance. And then it actually is cut off because nobody finished that description. And
Okay.
which is so. The
I'm
Chatham School Affair? What's that?
so I'm starting to think that people are beginning to use the terms dark academia and campus thriller interchangeably. This is what it's starting to feel like to me as I'm looking at these various lists and these descriptions of what each one is.
So then, is it like square, rectangle, rectangle, square? Like, you know what I mean? Like, a campus thriller can be a dark academia, but dark academia doesn't necessarily need to be a campus thriller.
I guess.
A rectangle is a square, but a square can never be a rectangle.
I guess. Because remember, in that
Isn't that right?
in that
Did I
other
remember my geometry
article,
correctly?
in that other article from the Toronto Public Library, it was saying that a dark academia book could be a psychological thriller or a mystery or suspense or whatever, or a combination of all of those.
Well, I think we should read this one that I just found. That's called The Chatham School Affair, which is set in Cape Cod.
Oh.
It is on a summer day, a young woman alighted from a bus in the small Cape Cod village of Chatham, which is a lovely village, by the way, and took up residence in a cottage on the edge of Black Pond's dark water. She was embarking on a voyage she could not foresee, one that would bring catastrophe to her, to those she loved, and to the town of Chatham itself. Now, 7 decades later, only one living soul knows the answer to the question that irrevocably shatters hearts, a town and a way of life. What really happened on Black Pond that day?
Okay, I will add it. I'm adding that right now. This is by Thomas H. Cook, yes?
Yes, and it's from 1997.
Okay, that sounds good. That sounds good.
Ooh, good old 1997.
You know,
Some of y'all weren't even alive.
Right? I don't know if we've gotten any closer in understanding what the hell's going on with not just dark academia apparently, but also light academia and Canva.
No, but I've added more things to my list of things under dark academia on my Goodreads.
Yeah.
So then how is something like House of Hollows not dark academia? Because it's dark. It's set in like a weird space. Like, you know,
is that the one that you read that's got the lady with the flowers across her?
Yes,
okay.
The one that I liked that everybody in our little group hated, and I was like,
yeah. So that's set at a school
myself.
or not set at a school?
It's not set at a school, but I'm like, I feel like anything could be. Do you know what I mean? Like, it just feels like you could make anything dark academia. I mean, if fucking Anna Karenina is light academia, then it can. I can make anything. I can call anything whatever I want to call it. I'm really angry. I've got a bug in my butt about that Anna Karenina. Let me tell you.
Again, I'm going back to the Toronto Public Library article where it says these books are usually set at a school, often a boarding school or a university. If they're not in a school setting, then I guess, because usually isn't always.
True.
And the primary character is most often a student, but sometimes a newcomer teacher or professor. Does any of that fit Anna Karenina?
No.
See, I'm lost. Does any of that fit Dorian Gray?
Not really.
See, I'm not getting it. I can't trust people. This is what this episode boils down to. Naomi cannot trust people.
I don't trust anybody.
Because like when I read this description, it's clear to me, but then when you look at these books that are on these lists, it unravels for me. Now, what book did you just say?
I agree. Pet. Oh, House of Hollow. I found it. It is in their dark academia list.
Okay, is that a Goodreads list or something else?
I'm still in that like 200 and something book Goodreads list. But Pet, do you remember that book Pet?
Yeah. I didn't read it, but I know it.
Kweki Amezi. Am I not saying that right? Apparently, that's dark academia. Is that dark? I mean, it's in a school. It's a little dark, but it's not like dark academia.
Is it a mystery?
No.
Then how the hell is it dark academia?
I don't know.
Oh, these lists. I'm frustrated with these lists. Is there a dark academia literature genius out there? Subject matter expert? Someone who can give us a list of more than what we're seeing online?
So I'm looking at the genres on Goodreads for Pet, and it's fantasy, young adult, LGBT, fiction, queer, magical realism, middle grade, transgender, audiobook, young adult fantasy. But nowhere in there.
But here's the thing, and this is the problem I have with Goodreads. See, I don't think Goodreads should allow readers to classify what genre a book goes in. I don't, because everyone's going to have a different opinion. That needs to come from the author. Same thing on Storygraph. I don't think you should let readers put a book in a genre. That should strictly be the author's doing. Because it gets confusing. Yeah. And sometimes y'all are wrong.
A lot in this dark academia world, y'all are fucking wrong a lot.
Yeah. So
wrong a lot.
I can't trust you guys.
You've broken our trust.
All the way.
We're upset.
You broke me with light academia. I swear I have not. I'm still on this.
I broke you with light academia.
I'm still on this. I have not heard this anywhere.
You've never heard of light academia?
I have not.
It's kind of like cottagecore, but like...
Oh, I keep hearing that shit.
More
hearing cottagecore.
Academic. But like, that's an aesthetic.
But isn't cottagecore like a new word of an old word?
Maybe.
Ugh.
I don't know how
you guys and your terminology.
I don't know. We're too old.
I can't.
I don't know how this is dark academia. It sounds like it's good, but A Brief History of Seven Killings by Marlon
Oh, I
James.
heard that was really good, but I don't know if it's
Now,
dark
it sounds
academia.
good. However, this is the synopsis.
Okay.
On December 3rd, 1976, just before the Jamaican general election, and 2 days before Bob Marley was to play the Smile Jamaica concert, gunmen stormed his house, machine guns blazing. The attack nearly killed the reggae superstar, his wife, and his manager, and injured several others. Marley would go on to perform at the Freak concert on December 5th, but he left the country the next day, not to return for 2 years, definitely spanning decades and continents, and peopled with a wide range of characters, assassins, journalists, drug dealers, and even ghosts. A Brief History of Seven Killings is the fictional exploration of the dangerous and unstable time and its bloodied aftermath, from the streets and slums of Kingston in the 70s to the crack wars in the 80s of New York to the radically altered Jamaica in the 90s. Brilliantly inventive and stunningly ambitious, this novel is a revealing modern epic that will secure Marlon James's place among great literary talents of his generation. How is any of that dark academia?
Who put that on that damn list? See, this is what I'm talking about.
Raise your fucking hand.
Raise your
Who
hand.
Did it?
Stand
Who
up.
Who did it?
Stand
up in
up.
front of the class.
Show
Who
yourself.
Did it?
Show yourself. Because that right there makes no sense. Oh, see, again, I can't trust you guys. You all would throw anything on any fucking list. Oh, okay,
no.
That's,
I mean, I marked it as want to read because I do, but like...
I want to read all of his stuff.
It's not dark academia.
No.
We Wish You Luck. Is that yours? Did you tell me about that one today?
No.
No, it was something else that had a similar kind of name. It was like, I Love You More, or something like that.
I don't remember.
I think it was the book with the guy where they just show up with a second wife.
Oh.
I wish you the best, or like...
What the hell?
Happy second wife. I don't know. What was that?
Stay With Me.
Stay With Me?
Yeah.
That's probably what I was thinking about. We Wish You Luck, Stay With Me. Yeah, that's the same thing.
Pretty much. Well...
Okay, I mean, I guess this one works. An exhilarating novel about a group of students who take revenge on a wonderkind professor who, after she destroys one of their own, a story of collective drive to create, sabotage, and ultimately to love. It doesn't take long for the students on Fielding campus to become obsessed with Hannah, Leslie, and Jimmy. The three graduate students are mysterious, inaccessible, and brilliant. Leslie, glamorous and brash, has declared that she wants to write erotica and make millions. Hannah is quietly confident, loyal, elegantly beautiful, and the person they all want to be. And Jimmy is a haunted genius with no past. Yada, yada, yada. I mean, that sounds like... I mean, that fits, right?
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
Can I make millions writing erotica?
Could you?
I'm just thinking here on how to get less poop in my life and more...
Yes.
More light academia.
Erotica, it's big, right?
Yeah. One of my coworkers was telling me that she writes for herself. She writes like things like that, and I'm like, why don't
publish
you self-publish them? Because people will buy it.
Exactly. If you're afraid to use your name, then use a pen one.
I was like, I mean, I would probably buy it.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Metamorphosis by Kafka is on here, by the way, too. What a what book that
These
is.
lists really suck. That's all I can say.
They really do. See, like this, I believe. Gaudy Night, The Lord Peter Wimsey. It's like book 12 in Lord Peter Wimsey, which is Dorothy L. Sayers.
Uh-huh.
And like this one, I believe, because this is like about poison pen letters at this women's school in Oxford and yada, yada, yada. And like, that's dark academia.
Right.
And there's a lot of mystery that's like this. Like just not like any of the other mystery sort of stories we've talked about. Like literally mystery books.
Yeah.
Like they have a detective.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of those that can fit in this. And this is the first one of those I've seen on this list, I feel like. And I'm deep. I've gone deep. I am man parts deep in this list.
And you know, a detective story that's also half set in a school, that could be a nice dark academia read. If you have a
Mm-hmm.
strong detective element and a strong dark academia element, and at the heart of it, a mystery, a crime, that could work.
Hmm. Madam is on this.
That new one that I wanted to read that came out earlier this year.
Yeah, I have the audiobook, but it's on NetGalley, so it sounds all funny.
Yeah, I have the ebook, but you know me and ebooks, crapshoot.
A darkly feminist modern gothic tale pitched against a haunting backdrop. So, like, there has to be a gothic element to it, in my opinion. There has to be a gothic element. Somehow it has to have that, like, I don't know. I don't even know how to describe it because it's just atmospheric. You get this feeling that, like, it's sort of, like, pressing in on you. I guess there is a boarding school in this. We
Yeah,
should read Madam.
yeah. I I feel like I'm just as confused as when we started this conversation.
Well, I mean, please let's flash back to the beginning of this episode where we said I don't think we're going to come to
Yeah,
any conclusions
I just want to
during this
reiterate
episode.
that's the feeling that I'm having.
I don't think I will ever get over the hurt of hearing that Anna Karenina is fucking light academia.
I think I don't ever want to hear that term again. That's what I think. I think that whoever made that up, you stop it, take it away, throw it in the trash,
Stop!
and burn it,
Stop
and
it.
then roll it down the hill while it's on fire.
Stop it. You
What
can
is
use
the
it to
point of
describe.
that?
I get it for your clothes or for like your, the aesthetic stuff. I get it. But yeah, here we go. I got a P.D. James Cordelia Gray mystery that's in here. So I'm finally hitting
Huh?
the mysteries. But like I've gone deep.
Yes, you have. It's
Oh,
also
the Interestings is on here, by the way, by Meg Wolitzer.
as dark academia.
Mm-hmm.
That makes no sense. And when you read the book, you're gonna see why. Okay.
There's a Dead Girls Society. Is that supposed to be a comment on the Dead Poets Society?
I hope not. I hope not. So I'm on this other list. One of the ones that was in our Trello card, and they have the maidens on here. Dorian Gray again.
The Maidens I will count. It is very set in.
Well, I'm starting to see it now more or less because it's a newer release. Did they just give us 3 book recommendations on this list?
I guess so. Dark Academia book recommendations.
They gave us 3.
Who's this from? Is this the one you're looking at?
The one on Medium.
Yeah, the Temple House Vanishing.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's
that and the Dorian Gray and the Maidens. That's what they're giving us. Okay. Okay.
What I'm seeing is that you and I should write more blog posts because apparently we can just pull whatever nonsense we want out of our ass and put it in a blog post.
No effort is what I'm seeing. No effort. Well,
I mean, like I get Ace of Spades.
But again, are we just going to focus on shit that's come out over the last year or two?
Yes, because that's what the young people do. Until they get to TikTok, and then on TikTok they pull out fucking recommendations from 20 years ago.
No, they don't. I never see anything old on TikTok.
No, you know what? I see old shit on TikTok all the
don't.
time. Shit we talked about like 3 years ago pops up.
Old.
Okay, like not like real old, but like
Yeah.
old to young people. Like 3 years ago, and they talk about it, and I'm like they just found I don't know what ACOTAR, and you're like, no.
Well, can we have a quick side?
It's not ACOTAR, but you know what I mean. Like there's other books that they put up.
My quick side thought about book talk recommendations is
that they
you
suck?
can fucking save it. Those are not. These are books that have already been pumped up on Bookstagram #1 like a year or two ago. So we're acting like this all this new. Oh, we just found this book. We've already played that song, buddy. So let's move along. Every book talk table I see at the bookstore annoys me because it's like we talked about this book already 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and y'all are acting like it was just discovered. It's so annoying.
I think it's better for romance. I think the like romance TikTok, like book talk space is, and I mean like your
Like the kind that
indie
April
romance.
likes? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
like the people who read nothing that was on the Goodreads Choice Awards,
Uh-huh,
you know?
uh-huh.
Um,
Mm-hmm. The underground
the
romance.
indie
Mm-hmm.
romances, like the romance space is so big. I feel like that part of book talk, those recommendations are fairly good.
Uh-huh.
Because there's all different sort of niches within romance. We will one day do an episode about romance
Yes,
because
because your girl here
Naomi
knows
is
nothing
not
about
a
it.
big romance reader. I am like a medium romance, but I just like to read it sometimes. And we're gonna
Yeah,
introduce Naomi to the wonderful world of
yeah.
romance. But I feel like there's so many different ways you can go that you get these different little niches, and you can niche down really far, and you can get really good recommendations. But everything else is just kind of like,
Yeah, like, I guess, listen, book talk is not a place where I'm ever going to get a book recommendation.
I mean, they got
Nothing
me with
appeals to
they
me.
got they got me with Atlas 6, and
But would you, but hang on though, let's ask this question, like this honest question. Would you have purchased it if the friends in our friends group weren't already talking about reading that book?
no.
There you go. So it wasn't really book talk. It was the fact that our friends were also either already had the book or were getting ready to read it, and you wanted to join them in reading the book.
But it started with book talk. It's all their fault.
Well, I'm just saying. But it wasn't book talk alone that made you buy
No.
it, because if your friends weren't reading it, you probably wouldn't have pulled the trigger on it.
And my TikTok isn't actually really filled with a lot of book talk stuff. It's
Oh,
filled
mine
with
isn't either.
a lot of other things.
Mine isn't either.
So
Yeah. I think I follow maybe 8 book talkers, and that's all I'm going to follow.
I follow Frances because she's amazing.
Yeah. Well, we love her. She's our friend.
Mm-hmm.
So, I, where are we on this? We like a dark academia. We want to read more of it. I would appreciate more nuanced recommendations, not just the same old, same old. I would appreciate that.
What I think is funny is like that Black Chalk book is kind of one of the more classics,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't see it that much.
You don't see it where, like, because I see it on all
Like
the blogs that I've seen. I always see that book.
it didn't come up in any of the ones you were talking about tonight.
No, but like in my searches that I've done over the last year, that book always
Yeah, it
comes
does
up.
come up a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I think what it means is that we have to go on a deep dive and just find really old ass fucking dark academia books. And I think we need to read that Chatham thing.
Yeah, let's get it.
1997 Cape Cod, man. I used to go to Chatham every freaking summer. Love Chatham.
Let's do it.
I hope there's a lot of death and craziness. We can go to Black Pond. Let's go on a road trip.
I am here for a road trip. When I read these 2 books, I'm going to let you know how they were. This Old School and Gentlemen and Players. Definitely. Gentlemen and Players takes place at the St. Oswald's Grammar School for Boys.
Ooh.
Where does this take place, this Old School? I don't know. But clearly they're at school. So.
Well, so like when I think dark academia, what comes to my mind is Dead Poet Society, and then had you ever watched Inspector Lewis?
No.
He was Inspector Morris's, like, do you remember Inspector Morris,
Mm-mm.
that show?
Mm-mm.
Oh, you are not an old lady. Anyway, so I'm an old lady. So anyway, it's this like long running British murder mystery show.
Uh-huh.
And the first one is Inspector Morris, and then eventually like that sort of ends, and Inspector Morris is like second becomes Inspector Lewis.
Mm-hmm.
And then he has a person, and then I don't know. There's also a prequel to Inspector Morris.
Oh.
It's called Endeavor. But anyway,
Okay.
so like, but like all of like that, especially Inspector Lewis, the way that it's set in Oxford. So like, it's very heavily and visually like dark academia.
Right.
And that's what I think about. And my immediate thoughts go to mysteries.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense. Especially according to that blog post for Toronto Public Library.
Yeah, and it doesn't necessarily have to be like a student or a teacher, or like it could be like just people living in on a round of boarding school.
Right.
You know, whatever. But it's that, I don't know.
Hmm.
But, like, I just feel like you're right. There's something unsatisfactory about the lists that we get.
Very
where you're
much
like,
so.
that can't be all there is, especially considering how many people love dark academia.
I mean,
like, how much people talk about how much they love dark academia.
Yeah, but it's the same books, and I guess that's my thing. It's like, out of how many books have been written? Who knows? Millions, and you're just giving me the same. Let me give them some room. You're giving me the same 5 to 7 recommendations. Out of the millions of books that have been written, you mean to tell me you can't come up with 20 in the dark academia subgenre that have never been mentioned before?
Nope.
Okay. Yeah, I'm buying that. Come on. Come on. Because again, if you're a reader and you like that subgenre and then you've read all these same books that are on all these lists, where do you go next? If everybody's recommending the same books over and over and over again.
Yeah, we clearly have an issue with dark academia.
We have an issue with dark academia. We have an issue with people that are recommending dark academia books. Like, come on, step it up.
I have an issue with people saying that somehow Pride and Prejudice is dark academia. Because go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself.
You all have ruined her with that one and the Anna Karenina. There's no,
that is
there's,
not
there's
light
no coming
academia.
back from that one. And also, let's scrap that light academia. What's the point of that?
I think that's just happy books set in Britain. Plus Anna Karenina. God, Tolstoy is hurt.
I feel like I'm taking this as like a personal mission to...
Oh, I thought you say I'm taking this as a personal attack.
No, like a personal mission to really continue to dig deeper into the subgenre. Because I want to read more in the subgenre.
Yeah. I
want to read more.
I think we should read Discovery of Witches. I have 1 and 2.
Should
I read
we?
1. What's that?
I don't know. Is it good?
I love it.
Is it good?
Yeah.
Okay.
It gives you all the, like, Buffy nostalgia.
Okay. All right. Okay.
But without, like, the slaying.
Oh. Okay. I trust you.
Naomi.
I trust you.
What is that face?
I've heard weird things about it, and now I'm nervous. But I'm with you. We shall do it.
To things.
When I go out this weekend for my book stuff.
Listen to me. Listen to no one else.
I trust you. I will get it. If I run across that book this weekend, I'll get it. If not, I'll just order it. I'll get the first one.
I will reread it with you. There are vampires.
Did you read the whole series?
And secrets. I only read book 1.
Okay, good.
And then I was going to read book 2 and I got distracted. And then 2 years passed. How does that happen? I don't know. I still don't know how we got to December. And
Yeah. Okay. Oh, and then after we're done, I can watch the show. Which I don't know if it's still on or not, but it was.
I think it is.
Okay. I'm still curious about the magicians. I've not heard great things about it. I actually have not, but...
I've heard really bad things about the book.
I have too, but I'm so curious. I really love the show.
I have the first book somewhere up there.
Maybe I get it from the library and give it a try at some point next year, but... I don't know. Sorry, folks. We have no conclusions, but we told you from the jump.
I hope
that
you
we
enjoyed
may not have one.
our rant about what the fuck is dark academia.
We'd like to know in the comments, do you read dark academia? Can you give us any recommendations that aren't your typical Secret History, Bunny, what's the other one? If we were villains or whatever. Yeah. Any of the new, if you can give us anything that's not come out in the last 5 years, let us know.
Well, Secret History is actually fairly old.
I named that one already first. But in addition to, don't give me Ace of Spades. Don't give me Catherine House. Don't give me any of those. Give me something else. This is a challenge to you readers out there. Don't let me down. Don't let me down.
Don't let us down. Find it. And find whoever put fucking Anna Karenina on a list for light academia so I can yell at them. They've clearly never read this book.
Show yourself. It's a shame. Anyway, I'm done with this episode. I'm agitated. I'm agitated.
We came to no conclusions. I've got more books on my want to read list, and I'm just as confused, if not more, than when we started.
That about sums it up. That about sums it up. Give us all your feelings in the comments, folks.
All your feelings.
All your feelings. All right. That's it. I'm done. I got nothing else.
All right,
My
we gotta
eyeballs
let
hurt
Naomi
and
go.
I'm tired and I need a glass of water. That's it.
Seems fair.
Peace out. Bye.
Goodbye.